Hi guys, this is the Chapter 3, Lab 3.2, and this is Step 6, configuring OSPF interfaces for authentication. Okay, so this should be a short one if I don't screw it up and we have to troubleshoot for an hour and a half. Okay, so I'm in router 2 at the moment. I'll just do a show IP route. Okay, and show run. And loopback addresses, the serial addresses, and then you've got your OSPF running there, the config for OSPF there. Okay, and I'll just jump into router 3 and show you the same. Show IP route. Feel free to stop these videos and comment if I've said anything that doesn't make any sense. Show run. This is just basically just the whole purpose of these videos is just to show you just the lab itself and just go through to get it to actually work. So if I go show run, loopbacks, serial interfaces, and then we go down here, and then we've got the OSPF settings there. Okay, and then finally router 1, show IP route. Okay, and then show run. As I said, feel free to pause the video and check out my config and point out any glaring mistakes. Cool, and there's the configuration for router 1. Okay, so basically, jumping back into router 2, this is where we'll set up the configuration for authentication. Pardon me. Alright, so if we go into configuration terminal, now we're going to interface. Now this will be I'll do a show. What I need to do show IP interface brief. Okay, so this is the interface we're looking for. Okay, and it'll be IP OSPF authentication IP OSPF authentication key Cisco. Alrighty, so now what I'll do is I'll jump into router 3 and look for this interface that mirrors this IP address. So show IP interface brief, and there she blows, the corresponding email. So I need to go to conf-t, interface, and there I put in the same setup of command OSPF, and when it shows you that it's gone down, authentication, IP OSPF, authentication hyphen key, and then we put Cisco. Okay, show IP OSPF. Neighbors. There it is. And you can see here. Now why does that say no authentication? Now I'm sure that it was 0/1, wasn't it? Yeah, that's correct. So it has formed an adjacency. And simple password authentication is enabled. So that's doing authentication in OSPF, but in clear text. Okay, so probably not a good idea. I personally wouldn't set it up that way, but this is just to show that it can be done that way. So now what we'll do now is we'll just jump into router 1, show IP interface brief, and this here is the serial interface that goes to R2. So we'll go to conf-t, interface. And now we set up the authentication. So it'll IP OSPF authentication message digest IP OSPF authentication key 1. Okay, now we'll jump over to R2, and you can see that the one we want is, so this is like 10. This is on R1, 10.1.12, and this will be 10.1.12 here. So this serial interface here, the one that goes to R1, just for clarity. Okay, and then we proceed to put the same OSPF authentication message digest IP OSPF authentication. I've totally cocked that up, haven't I? That's actually IP OSPF message digest key 1/5/Cisco. That be what you want. And then I'll have to go in here and put it in here again. Oh, this is on R1 because I made a mistake. Well, like that's never happened. Okay guys, so basically you come in here and you can see, here we go. So this here will have to be removed because this makes no sense to anybody at all. Conf-T interface 01/0. Oh no, that. Okay, so show run. Now that looks a lot better. Serial interface, its IP address, OSPF authentication, message digest, OSPF message digest key 1 MD5 Cisco. Cool. And then we'll just go in here, show run. This one is for router 3, and the one below it, which we totally missed because it went past. Here we go. Where is it? Here it is. Alrighty, cool. So all things being equal, that should work now. So if we do a show IP OSPF interface serial 1, simple authentication on that one, and okay, just one sec. Okay, let's have a look here. So we go to R1 again, and then we're going to show IP OSPF interface serial 1/0. Okay, there we go. So show IP OSPF neighbor. None. What's going on there? Okay, so it's OSPF. Interface brief. Show CDP neighbor. Okay, so the one we're looking at, the one we want to look at is this here, because that's the one for router 1. So if we do a show run interface, okay, there's its IP address. There you go. What do you know? Interface. No. So then it should be, you should actually read IP OSPF Authentication Message Digest. And show IP OSPF neighbor. There you go, son. There you go. Cool. And now if we go into router 1, neighbor, bam. And if I go to show IP OSPF interface serial 1/0, cool. There we go. Tells you. Whoop, there it is. That's using hashing. So if I go to there it is on the other side. Cool. So that's authentication for you using hashing. It's a lot safer. It doesn't send its information in clear text, so people can't screw with it. It's probably the better way to do it. Yep. Feel free to comment or ask me any questions. Not that I know any, but yeah, cool. We can find out together. Cool. So that's it. That'd be it for that lab. So wonderful. That's lab 3.2 done. That's step 6. So check in with me later, and we'll do the next lab. Cool. 3.3. Hooray.